ass off. But a little warmer today, I think. Hi there, welcome to the Beaten Trail. In this episode, day 2 of our snowmobiling adventure with Keith and friends up in Lewis County, New York State. Thanks again, Keith, for the tour, the rental, and lodging. Much appreciated. Once again, we start out in Lacona, New York. It's a beautifully cold 16 degrees out here. And well, see what Keith is up to. I guess he's in here working on the sleds. Hey there. What we got?
Well, we're putting these Carbide runners on. Goes to the bottom of your ski. This is the Carbide that helps you steer on ice.
Excellent.
When you do a lot of blacktop riding, this is the end result of what you end up with.
Like an old ice skate put away rusty.
Pretty much, yeah.
Very cool.
Just a little something. When it's icy, you definitely want to be able to steer on the road, that's for sure.
You know, it's cold out when your nuke sandwich is steaming.
Bring it with you.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah. I think my impact is dying. Go back to Emmanuel. Don't draw them in too much, you can actually pull it through the ski. When you're running like that and they get the carbide gets so thin, they get hot, it kind of melts the plastic hole they come through. So you have to watch. Whoop. That'll be nice. Belts would keep a spare ski because sometimes you're hugging the shoulder of the road, the right-hand ski will almost always disintegrate like mine. So these are Carbide. They're basically $1 an inch. When you have picks in the track, they usually come stock with like a 4-inch Carbide, which I think those were off of Adams.
Okay.
But when you put Carbide on the track, you need a little more up front to steer.
Yeah.
It just doesn't want to work without it.
And this lift is invaluable.
It definitely helps.
And we were ready for the trails once again. A little warmer today, and we had our handy dandy BakVu rear view mirror. Thanks again for letting us try this out. We appreciate it. Came in handy. All ready to go. Day 2. More time to freeze our ass off, but a little warmer today, I think. The Beaten Trail is sponsored by Ride Royal Blue ATV Resort in Pioneer, Tennessee, where all of your Tennessee adventures begin. Lodging for any budget, bring your RV, or stay in a cabin. trails are attached to the resort and not a far drive on ATV legal pavement. So stop down at Ride Royal Blue in Tennessee. And the Potter County ATV UTV Club. And Pine Grove Yamaha, sales and service for Yamaha and so much more. Thank you AOAA for sponsoring the Beaten Trail. Today was a little bit more overcast. We didn't have the blue skies in the background, but we had our Polaris sled, and again we were allowed to take the nice 2023 Polaris out and could definitely notice a difference in the ride. But we were able to make a trip out and get out to get some fuel and get some lunch with friends, and some new trails were in our future. And as I had seen day one, a lot of these trails would be busier on the second day, only because, well, we were up there a little early on a Friday, and, well, even though we have snow and season to draw everybody up here, it was just a busy day on the next day. And some of these trails were a little more narrow, so good thing I had some practice. Not being a professional snowmobiler, I had to make sure that there was enough space for two, 50-inch or so machines to cross paths in the woods. Break and threw the drone up for a little bit, being we had some problems with it on day one. There was a lot of traffic on the way over to get fuel, and there were a couple icy patches, maybe wet patches, because the snow base was still pretty thin in the season. Standing up definitely helps the bumps and the whoops. So if you look at me, I'm up and down on the sled to make sure that I'm not getting pounded by the bumps. once again, I appreciate the whole team in the respect that I am not a professional high-speed snowmobiler, so everybody took their time to, well, wait up for me at intersections, and I let them speed ahead in most cases, not wanting them to be held up, but they were good sports, and again, for the purposes of riding and filming, it was just a great day. It was a shorter day, not a full day, but we made sure we had some snow and ice on the cameras for you. The sights were still amazing. It was just a great time to get out, but there was a lot more traffic and action out there. Always important to keep an eye out on blind hills and turns, because there always will be somebody coming around the corner, so you must always stay right. As I said in the first video, on day one, signage is very important, and so we put out great thanks to the people that maintain these trails. And if you see a sign every 20 or 30 feet, be thankful for it, because at high speed, you want to know when a turn's coming up or a narrow bridge where you may have to be head-to-head with other individuals at high speed. So, always good to keep safe. And every time I'm on blacktop or something that makes that grinding sound, I know the carbides are wearing down. So, Keith, I owe you for a set of carbides this early in the season. And I know some roads will always be a bit brown, and you will be scraping the bottom of your sled. So you try to minimize that time on blacktop. But still, overall, time to get some fuel and get in and see how busy the gas pumps are. Overall, we didn't have to wait too long. There was a good amount of people there, but we wanted to make sure we topped off, since I think we did about 70 or 80 miles this day. I could be wrong. I'll have to check the ride command, but everybody was here to get the same fuel. And I heard that there was also a raffle for a snowmobile inside, so it's a good cause. We went in, and bought some tickets.
Pull up out of the way in case he's doing it. Where's Josh's sled?
After lunch, we hit the road and headed back. We tried to get as many miles in as possible, and it was not going to be a full day because some of us had travel plans, but still just great to be out on the snow and the trails. So we decided to pick up the speed and see how fast we can get to our next destination. As always, ride with a buddy or make sure you ride with a group, and make sure that you do have proper tow equipment if you need to tow your friend home, and it's always good to have heating pads and a snack and some water on board with you. There weren't too many places to stop and get something to eat or drink, so it's always good to pack something just in case. Overall, great weekend and an awesome time to get out and ride. I appreciate the whole team. Keith, thank you for everything, and we will definitely be back to Lewis County. Check out our membership for behind the scenes and early access videos, as well as free merchandise. We appreciate if you click on the Amazon links in our video descriptions before you go shopping. It helps to support the channel. Thank you to our sponsors, Ride Royal Blue, as well as the Potter County ATV UTV Club and Lit Industries. Reach out to Pine Grove Yamaha for sales and service and so much more. Thank you AOAA for sponsoring the Beaten Trail. Thank you to all our partners. We appreciate having you along for the ride. Be sure to check out our store for merchandise, shirts, and hats, and so much more. Until then, we appreciate you watching, and we will see you out there on the trail. Thanks.